Right, today we are unboxing and testing one of the most anticipated CO2 lasers in this price range, and that's the OMTech Turbo 747. This is a 70-watt CO2 laser aimed at serious makers and business owners, and today I am going to test how well it cuts and engraves straight out of the box. So if you're in the market for a new laser, stick around because this video covers everything you need to know, and we even have our own personal promotion code which you can use to get even more money off this laser. The Turbo 747 is a massive 70-watt CO2 laser that's simple to use but powerful enough for real production work. It also offers a large workspace, reliable cutting power, and very clean engraving results on a wide range of different materials. So whether you are a hobbyist, an Etsy seller, or running a workshop, the 747 gives you the speed and precision you need to take your projects to the next level. But before we get into it, I would like to thank today's sponsor, which is OMTech. This video would not be possible without them sending me this machine to test out for them. So I'd like to say a massive thanks for sending this machine out to me. At the time of recording this video, they are running a crazy sale. You can actually get this laser for less than £2,000 at the moment. And not only that, you can actually get more money off the top by using my personal promotion code, which again, I'll put down in the description for you. Once you've added the item to your cart, go to the checkout and it'll ask you if you have a discount code, and it should work with sale prices as well. But it's not just this laser, it's anything on their website. The promotion code will work with anything. Like I said, add it to your basket and then just check out using the promo code, and it'll take the final figure off the top before you proceed. Top is off. Front section off. Now we just need to undo these four, and then on each of these stands, there's one on each of them. Undo them, screw them back up, so then I can wheel it, and then I can wheel it off here safely, and then I should be able to move it where I want it. Right, we got it completely off. It wasn't actually too bad. Once we got the risers lifted and the wheels ready to go, we just managed to roll it off very, very easy. I used one of the pieces of wood as like a tiny little ramp, and I just rolled it down and I pushed it in place, and this is where it's going to stay. I probably am going to build a bench for it at some point, but at the moment it is completely usable like this. Everything's accessible, won't be a problem. I'm going to take the rest of the packaging off now. We'll have a look what's inside. So some assembly and shipping details, that's good to have. And then if we have a look inside, lots more goodies. So let's see what we've got. As you can see, this is the first time I'm opening this as well, so it's going to be a surprise to me as well. Well, we've got these nice little dust covers over the lenses. That's a nice little thing to have, especially during shipping. Can I take this box out? Oh, we've got some keys. Keys over here to run the machine. Let's get these keys off first of all. So these, it's a little, just like when we had the Polar, they send you a little example of like good speeds and powers to use with acrylic. There we go. I couldn't move it because of the string. Right then, so let's take this box out. And this is full of other components. We'll have a look at all that in a moment. And then we've got this. Oh, and this is the extraction fan. That is an absolute beast of a unit of an extraction fan, to be fair. Same with the OMTech Polo where they sent out the extraction fan. That thing was a very decent size. This thing's even bigger. I might actually use this to replace the other one I got going because this actually looks like it'll do a better job. First of all, though, let's see what comes in our box of goodies. We've got instruction manuals, power cables, USB drive, all the Allen keys, and everything else we'll need. Plus in here then we've got, there we go, we've got our water pump here. So again, unlike the OMTech Polo where it had a built-in water pump, this one's going to have an external one, so this box will be full of water, and obviously this will be the pump that will pump the water around. You'll use this tubing, connect it to that, connect that to the tube, and then once it's turned on, it'll pump around the system. And then obviously all the tubing. Okay, so let's get everything connected up and get it all plugged in and working. Right, as far as I know, we've got everything set up, everything's connected, apart from it being connected to the computer and everything at the moment. But on the back, if we can show you down here, we've got the water in and water out. So when you get the machine, it'll just have like a temporary cable there. So these do come with the machine. So you'll just connect the water into your pump, which again comes with the machine. And then the water out just gets fed then into the water tank where you're keeping your water. Because this machine doesn't have a built-in water tank, you have a separate one for it. So you'll see the water hoses are going into a blue bucket on the end there. The blue bucket again came with the machine. So the black hose then is the fume extraction. So that goes to the extraction fan, which again come with the machine. So I think all we need to do now is turn it on and make sure it works. Before we turn it on, let me show you the water tank. So at the moment, the box it comes with doesn't come with a lid. So I've put some like cling film, clear wrap over the top at the moment, just to try and stop like anything getting into it. So if there's any bugs or anything in my workshop, I don't really want them getting into the water because they will get sucked into the tube. And the water pump's in there, which again does come with the machine. These are the hoses. So this is your water in, and then the water out just feeds back in. So hopefully when I turn the machine on for the first time, I should hear this kick in and I should hear the pump starting to pump water through the tube. This isn't going to be the permanent place for it because the power supply is right there. And obviously water and electricity don't mix very well. But on the back of the machine, the second plug down here, this is the plug for the water pump. So I haven't got to find a separate plug for this. It'll go directly into the back of here. We've got the one power supply then going into the mains, which then should power everything. So let's turn it on for the first time using the keys. I'm going to open this because I'm assuming when I turn it on, it should automatically home. So fingers crossed, putting the key in, turn it on. Okay, nothing's happened. Nothing to worry about. Let's try the emergency stop. It hasn't started. There's a big red switch down here. I'm wondering if this has got anything to do with it. It's on. Oh, it's home in. This has been too easy to set up so far. Everything's just gone right. So this is just using the control pad here, moving everything about. And then we got the buttons to move the bed up or down. This does also have automatic focus, which we will test once we've put our first piece on. So far, everything's gone really smooth with setting this up. It's all on. So far, everything works as it should. I can hear the water pump going, so that is obviously pumping water around the system, keeping the tube nice and cool. The keys on the controller and everything work. It all goes in the right direction it should. So next, I need to connect it up to the computer and configure it with lightburn. And hopefully, once we've connected it to the computer, lightburn would automatically find the laser, so we haven't got to configure any of that. And then we'll just run a couple of tests, like cuts and engraving, maybe on some wood and acrylic. And then we'll look at going into a big project. So you can see the size on this bed, it is quite big. This is definitely the biggest laser I now have in the workshop. So this means I can do much bigger pieces in one go. Right, so we've got the laptop up and running with lightburn open. Hopefully you can see that screen. So we're going to go devices, find my laser, scan, And fingers crossed. Look at that. So we want serial USB, add device 750 by 400, COM port 8. I'm going to rename this the OMTech Turbo. This is the Turbo series. I'm not going to change any other details. And we want it to home in the top right. Finish. Okay. Now once this loads, let's check COM port 8. Hopefully it'll home. Right, that means the computer is talking to the laser. Happy days now. Let's use this and move that to roughly the center. Now that was very quick and painless. I do love it when a laser connects to lightburn literally with the click of a button. Saves myself so much time. So before I use the laser, I am going to quickly check the alignment to make sure everything is where it should be. I can imagine with this being shipped, you know, halfway across the world, that there may be some slight issues with the alignment, but I will check. It was packaged really well, so hopefully there isn't, but it is always safe to check. I'm going to get a bit of masking tape and just put it over where this third mirror is and just run a quick beam in all four corners, have a look at it and then see if we're out anyway. And if we notice we are out anyway, we're going to try it on each corner and then check to find out where we are out. So it's very simple to do this. You literally just get a small bit of this and I will tape that on there. So what I've done, I've just moved the laser head down now to the bottom left corner. To do this, I am going to need to close the lid. So we've got the lid closed. I'm just going to press the reset button over here. The lights, you might not be able to see it there. The light has turned an amber color. And there's a pulse button on here, which I'm just going to tap. If I can get you to have a look in there, you might be able to see this fire up here. You might not. So if I just quickly press the pulse button. So I've seen a quick flash. You may not have. So if I show you now, we can just zoom in there. You'll see there that tiny little black dot. That's the quick pulse we've just done. So again, I'm quickly going to do it on all four corners and we're going to see if we're out anywhere. So we can see there is a burn mark directly in the middle of the tape. None of them are straight off anywhere where they shouldn't be. So I'm very happy with that. Like I said, considering this has been shipped halfway around the world, I'd say we are all aligned. Because we are all aligned now, we're not going to have to go into it and align each individual mirror now. Everything is set up as it should be. I'm going to run a couple of test cuts on some wood and acrylic just to make sure it's working as it should be. Now this is a 70-watt laser, so we should be able to cut very, very quick on this without any problems at all. So let's get some material loaded up in there then, and we'll run a couple of test cuts. Right, so I've got everything set up in Lightburn. It's literally going to run a quick engrave, and then it's going to do a quick test cut. I'm not sure what settings to use at the moment. It's just going to be a quick test on a scrap piece of wood. Now I just used the automatic focus, but I didn't film it, but I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So we've got all these buttons and one of them says focus. So you're going to press focus and a message comes up here. Are you sure you want to perform autofocus? To press enter. So yeah, as soon as I press enter, it starts moving. It'll hit the nozzle. There we go. And perfect. Automatically focused. So you can see the red dot is directly below the nozzle. And that's exactly where the cuts and engraving should happen. Right, so lid down. On the side over here, I'm going to press the reset button. That'll turn the lights amber. And I'm assuming then once I've run something from Lightburn, it'll turn green maybe? I'm not actually sure. This is the first time doing it. So the first thing I want to run is an engrave, and then it's going to do the cutout. So let's go. Hopefully the air assist kicks in as well, because I haven't tested that yet. So let's go. Let's home it first. And I'm just going to press go. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the light did actually turn green once it's running. So you know it's running when that light is green. So when it's red, you obviously need to do your safety steps. So make sure the lid is closed. Make sure none of the doors on the machine are open. And the button is reset. That should turn then the light amber as long as everything's safe to go. And then once you run the laser, it should turn green. Now that looks a lot better. So again, we're clearly not pushing this machine to the limits because that's running this very comfortably. So I am probably going to push this to about 10, maybe 12,000 millimeters a second when I do engraving on it, because that is coming out clean. So that's just about to finish the engraving. So again, it hasn't taken any time at all, to be fair, but we can still definitely push the limits of the machine faster. And hopefully straight after this, it'll start running the cutout. And hopefully I've got the settings right, so it'll run it in one pass. You'll see that has actually cut that out with no problem there. So I can definitely up the speed on that cutting. That is unreal how quick that came out. But look at that. Not bad at all. With the C, I run the wrong setting and that's gone in there quite deep. Just in a bad little effect. No charring at all. If you look at that, considering I run that cut, you know, so slow for what this laser can do, it hasn't charred the edges at all, which is not something I don't think I've ever seen on a laser. Usually you'll get darker bits in there when it has burnt it, but this, honestly, I'm surprised by that. So we know we can fly through plywood. Let's try the exact same thing with some acrylic. Let's try and get it in the same place, which was roughly about there. So what I can do is on the computer, I can frame it and actually see exactly where it needs to go. So I'm going to run the same image again, but I'm actually going to ramp the speeds up from 7,500 to 10,000. And then the speed for cutting is, at the moment for that wood, it was set at 25 millimeters a second, which is very, very fast for a laser cutter. So I'm going to go up to 30 millimeters a second, and this is clear acrylic. So the setting shouldn't differ too much. So you can definitely hear that's going a lot quicker. But again, it doesn't seem to be making the machine struggle at all. With other machines where I've really ramped the speeds up, but it'll shake back and forth. There's nothing. There is zero vibration coming from this machine. Granted, it is sitting on a workshop floor at the moment because I haven't built a bench, but that is running 10,000 millimeters a second, and there is zero vibration coming from this machine. So that's just about a finish for the engraving. You probably can't see it on the screen there because it is just engraving on clear acrylic. But now we'll run the cut now and we'll see if that drops straight out. If that cuts out, I'm going to be so surprised. Let's have a look if that cut out at 30 millimeters a second. I'm not sure if it did, because that is very quick for cutting on a laser. It did. It just didn't go through the backing on them. I've still got the backing on it. If I just pull the backing off. I cannot believe I just cut 3 millimeter acrylic out at 30 millimeters a second. Let me show you in lightburn. I'm not even running at high power. So I'm not sure if you can see that there. That's 30 millimeters a second at only 55% power. And it done it. It absolutely flew through that. So there we go. This might be a very short video because this machine was so easy to set up, and doing 2 quick examples just worked first try without a single problem. So quick and so efficient. But honestly, this machine is an absolute game changer, both for beginners or if you've been in the industry for absolutely years, because the size on it is humongous and the power from that tube, as you've seen when cutting and engraving these, is something else. At the time of recording this video, this laser is less than £2,000, which seems too good to be true. Because not only the power of the actual laser itself, but the actual size of this. This is about the same price as a decent desktop laser. This is definitely not just the next step, but probably the step up from that, from a desktop laser. This is an absolute unit of a machine, and I can't wait to do my first big project with it. I'll save that for the next video. I do have a plan for a very big project which I want to do with wood and lots of different types of acrylics with this machine. And I know for a fact that this laser isn't going to have any problems with cutting any of the materials out I'm going to be using for that. So if you're not already subscribed, turn the bell notifications off if you don't want to miss that, because it is going to be a very good video, I can promise you that. And don't forget to check out today's sponsor, which obviously it's OMTech. So don't forget to check them out in the link below. Like I said, at the time we're recording this video, they're running an absolute unreal sale. And I also have a promotion code, which will give you extra percentage on top of your sale. Again, that will be down in the description too. I'm off now to go and get myself ready to start recording for the next video. So like I say, if you don't want to miss that, definitely subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, like it as well, because it does help me out a bunch. If you've got any questions or comments about the machine, definitely leave it below and I will reply it back to you as soon as I can. So in the meantime, don't forget to check out other videos I've got on the channel, and we will see you in the next one. Ta-ra now.